Hey guys, I'm Violet Ray. I thought I would share what I'm using and what I have been using for the past 4 months for full moon and new moon. Not only for ceremony and workings, but for shadow work. I basically have been alternating between 4 decks, and I always use my Madame Indoors fortune cards for the oracle. So one deck that I have been using a lot is the Witch's Tarot. This one is really, really good, not only for if you are in a coven for things going on, the energies off of other people, but this is the deck that I use to check up on my workings. So let's say for new moon, for example, last month I did a job promotion working with a candle and with these cards. And I think 2 weeks later, I did a checkup on how things are going in that situation with the working and where we're at energetically. And for the past 3-4 months, it's been really on point with that, with telling me where we're at with what we're working towards, where we're on, the environment, everything. It's been on point. This is how I use the Witch's Tarot for workings and for full moon and new moon. Now with this deck is the Gothic Tarot by Joseph Vargo. I don't know if you can see it. This one I recently got, but I've been using it nonstop for the past week. I did a reading today with it. This energy is very solar, which I know, why are you using that for new moon or full moon? But when I say solar, I mean a very fiery, enhanced energy, very masculine, very quick, very cut through the bullshit, very straight to the point. And with that, I've used that with this. It's just, I don't care about the nonsense going around things. I just want to cut to the core. What is happening? What is this? What is that? Where am I at? What do I need to work on right now? And I know you can do that with all cards, but this has been very, very direct with me. And I really appreciate that. And the workings, the reason why I use it for new moon and full moon is the imagery is very dreamy. And I'm listening to their music now, and listening to their music and pulling cards while you're doing workings or new moon ceremony or ritual, or even just meditating, it really gets you in that dreamy state of mind. It really makes you almost like when you're scrying or when you're in yoga nidra, that really meditative, happy place that you're kind of in between worlds, kind of awake, kind of sleepy, kind of not here but aware. And it really helps me dive into that juicy point of just kind of allowing myself to enter that realm deeper and letting it happen and letting it talk to me rather than analyzing everything. Because it's so direct, there's no need to elaborate or analyze, if that makes any sense. I might not make sense, but that's what I get off of this deck. Now, with new moon and full moon, I use, what is this called? Yeah, the Book of Shadows. This is a volume 1, as above deck. These are the backs, which is they're gorgeous, especially if you're working with Goddess. It's the Judgment card, Initiation. These cards are like Beltane. We just had Beltane. And one reason why I bring that up is because when I use this during full moon or new moon, it's also when it goes with our Wheel of the Year. We have Litha coming up. I am definitely going to be using this for Litha and for the full moon for that, or new moon. Both. And this kind of helps me tap into not just the energy of what's happening at the moment, but the energy that's happening in nature and our wheel of the year. What are we going through? How do I connect to it? How am I able to work on myself with this energy happening, with following the wheel and connecting it to me and my life and what's going on at that point in time. And this has been really great with that, with connecting with the wheel of the year and with God and Goddess. It has really made me build a relationship with my deities, and it kind of just brings it all together full circle for me. Not only am I working with my deities, but I'm also in tune with nature and the world and Mother Earth and what's happening around me, and really letting me see how it's affecting me at this moment, how it's affecting certain aspects of my life, and just connecting to it all and being on the same page. That has been what this deck has done for me. I haven't used it to read for other people. What I have, well, that's not true. I did a couple yearly readings and 6-month readings with this, but that is just to tap in more, like I said, towards the energy rather than being so analytical as I guess I normally am with other tarot decks. So that's how I use this for new moon, full moon, along with the wheel of the year. And then I have the Dark Angels Tarot. Let me pull up what I got. Oh, here we go. This is one of my favorite cards in this deck. It's the Ten of Cups. It's just eerie and romantic, and I kind of just love it. The Four of Cups. This I have used for full moon. Definitely for shadow work. Definitely for diving into what emotions I'm holding on to, what things I need to let go of, how things are affecting me negatively even if they shouldn't. Which, I mean, it's basically shadow work. Really diving in. This deck has, held no punches with that. The images will touch your emotions and what the situation is, and it will make you really look at why are you staying stuck here? Why aren't you moving on? And it does give you advice, but it also it kind of just makes you realize and wake up, because the images do draw you in. So that's what I've used this deck for. But the Witch's Tarot, I've also, not only to check up on workings, but when you're doing workings with other people, or if you're in a coven, kind of to see where the energy lies between you three, in my case, but where the energy is lying in your circle. What is any obstacle that you all have to overcome together to be more united? And I've used that for tarot spells too. There's a couple in the book. I haven't used them. I've only used it for we did one for, no, that's not true. We did do one in December for Yule, and I used the Uniting Coven that they had there, but I made my own wording instead of using theirs. I just used the same cards, and it's definitely helped balance a lot of things, and it kind of made us all realize these obstacles and what we need to focus on to really continue reaching the next level with doing workings together as a group and united, and keeping it that way and staying positive and staying on course. So that's been really cool. I'm sorry, I didn't really plan this out or write this down. I'm just kind of going over through how I've used them all. Yeah. The main thing with the Book of Shadows, I definitely have noticed this. If you are working with the Wheel of the Year and the elements, this is perfect. This is amazing for that. With shadow work, Dark Angels is great. It really helps you dive deep. With the Gothic Tarot, like I said, it just cuts straight to the point, and it brings me to that realm. I have to do gilding on this for sure, but it definitely brings you to that realm. It helps you just mix your meditations with Reiki and tarot and magic all together, and really helps enhance while you're in the moment. Since all of these I don't use while I'm working, this is the one that I have used while I've done ceremony, and I absolutely love it for that. And then I do the Witch's Tarot for check-ins. Check-ins on the energy, check-ins on workings, check-ins on the group. Yeah, so I'm sorry if this sounded repetitive. Like I said, I didn't map it out. I just kind of was... I noticed a pattern emerging over the past couple months with each of these and how I've used them, and I didn't really let it click until recently, preparing for the new moon coming up. Like, why am I, I'm always reaching for this deck for new moon, why? Or I'm always doing this when I'm planning a working out. I don't know why I didn't notice when I began, but after about, 4 times with each deck, doing it with each deck, I definitely have seen that that's what it relates to with me when it comes to my practice. Now, of course, when using them with clients, I use them all. Not so much the As Above deck, unless they are practitioners. The Witch's Tarot, it doesn't seem as witchy as you would think. The meanings that they have do go with if you are in practice. I really do appreciate that and love that some of the meanings that they add on for us already, like the Three of Cups, a very harmonious coven. The Nine of Pentacles, you will be doing workings with the soil and the earth, and for me, connecting with Gaia and that kind of stuff. So that I have really enjoyed. But if you're using it with a client, they won't even know. Their devil is the shadow side. So they're not even going to know if they get you know what I mean? So it's just pretty cool. They don't know that this is a practicing deck. You can use it for anybody. With the Gothic Tarot, I have noticed I only use it for a handful of women. Out of my clients, mainly the guys reach for this, and I think it's because of the very masculine energy on the back. The guys have all gone for this when I give them an option of 3. And then with this deck, it has been more about spreads to have to do with confidence issues, or where to go on from here, and really dealing with situations of transition that they really have to look at the negative and dark and light side. This has been good for that. Of course, they're all good for all of them, but that's just what I've kind of, for some reason, unconsciously put them in each of their categories and have been working that way with them. So let me know if you guys do workings with these, what decks you've been using lately, if there's any patterns you guys have noticed. Hopefully I'm not the only one. I know there's a lot of decks. I know there's a lot of different type of art to work with, and this has just been what I've been working on with this year. So I'd love to hear back. and let me know what you think. And I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope this kind of gives you too a feel if you're thinking about purchasing these decks, like if you're a practitioner, what kind of energy you may also feel. It's going to be different for everybody, but good little sneak peek, I guess. Alright, bye guys!